So the PS5 Pro has just been announced, and there's a lot to unpack. In today's video, I'm going to go through everything we know about the PS5 Pro, the good, the bad, the ugly, and what this means for GTA 6. Make sure you stick around to the end because the GTA 6 segment is very interesting. So overall, the form factor of the console is very similar to what we had with the PS5, but of course it looks like this one's sponsored by Adidas. The key things we need to take away from this PS5 Pro is that it has an upgraded GPU, advanced ray tracing, and AI-driven upscaling.
Here's what we call the big three.
Now with the PS5 Pro, they've upgraded the GPU to the 67% more compute units than the current PS5 console, 28% faster memory, and overall this will give up to 45% faster rendering for gameplay, making gameplay overall smoother. Then of course there's the advanced ray tracing, which provides more dynamic reflection and refraction of light, and Sony have said this allows rays to be cast at double and at times triple the speeds of the current PS5 console. And next we have the AI-driven upscaling, which for me personally, from a visual perspective, was the thing that stood out to me the most. They've decided to call it PSSR, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which is AI-driven upscaling that uses machine learning based technology to provide super sharp image clarity by adding more detail. To put this in layman's terms, it basically smooths out areas between pixels and uses AI to interpret what that data could mean. I'm not sure really how AI fits into the picture. Artificial upscaling has been around for years, but the way that Sony have implemented it does look good. Now let's talk about what this actually means. So this means that some games can run up to 120 frames per second, however that's not in 4K. Realistically it will be 60 frames per second in 4K and 120 FPS for around 1080p, which is very important to know for something we talk about later in the video. Next we need to talk about backwards compatibility. So over 8,000 PS4 games are now playable on the PS5 Pro, which if you want to play PS4 games on a PS5 Pro, get a PS4, they're really cheap. Supposedly this feature may stabilize or improve the performance of the supported PS4 and PS5 games, enhance the image quality for PS4 games, and also improve the resolution on select PS4 games. The problem with this statement is that it's very vague. We don't know what particular games are actually going to see extended benefits by being played on the PS5 Pro. I feel like this is a statement from Sony to put it in there now and figure it out later. The PS5 Pro will also launch with the latest wireless technology, Wi-Fi 7, in territories supporting this standard. VRR and 8K gaming are also supported. Now I've been talking to a few of my friends about this. We've come to the conclusion that there isn't really going to be a massive benefit to a lot of people that have the PS5 Pro with this new Wi-Fi 7 capability. At the moment, the biggest limiting factor to people using the PlayStation online is their own internet connection, and it feels like this particular feature will probably only appeal to less than 0.5% of the people that buy it. Now this is the bit that's very contentious. The price. So the PS5 Pro will launch on November the 7th, 2024, and pre-orders will begin on September the 26th. However, we need to talk about the price because this bit's pretty interesting. The PS5 Pro console will be launching at $690. I'm not gonna do the marketing stuff. It's $700 US. It's 700 Great British pounds, 800 euros, and 120,000 yen. Now this is the bit that's confusing me and also confusing a few other people. It says here that it includes tax. I'm not 100% sure on this, and hopefully you guys can tell me in the comments. Is it just the Japan price that's including tax? Are they all including tax? Because if they're all including tax, it actually makes it cheaper for me to buy a PlayStation 5 Pro from America and ship it to the UK. So I'm guessing the American price isn't including tax. I don't know. I'm from the UK, I don't understand American tax law. But as we can see, this console is quite expensive. Now if you're interested in GTA 6, whether you buy this console really comes down to the next point I make. What does this all mean for GTA 6? While reading between the lines, looking at the reveal trailer that we had for the PS5 Pro, I'll put good money on the fact that GTA 6 on the standard PS5 will run at 30 frames per second. It feels like the whole of that presentation was a spoken rule to not talk about GTA 6, but it's very clear that for GTA 6 to run at 60 frames per second in 4K, that additional headroom is going to be needed. So essentially what I'm saying is the $700, £700 price tag that we're seeing feels a little bit like we've been put between a rock and a hard place. Of course we want the best gaming experience with GTA 6, but to get that best gaming experience we need to spend $700 or £700 on a PS5 Pro. And the thing is, as a GTA creator and someone that's going to have to produce content on the game, I'm going to have to buy a PS5 Pro, which sucks because I don't want to spend that sort of money. And this brings me to a point that a lot of people are making. The PS5 Pro is a similar sort of price to a gaming PC, which means a lot of people will be buying the PS5 Pro to get the best experience out of GTA 6 when it comes out. Yet potentially a year or 2 years following the release of GTA 6, we'll all be buying the game on PCs anyway, and there's already people in the gaming community that have PCs that will probably run GTA 6 relatively fine. So this feels like a combination of bad timing, unfortunate circumstances, that means that we're getting a game that's way more advanced than the PS5, but to play it on the PS5 Pro we've got to spend more money, but the game also isn't compatible on PC at launch. This is a really tricky one. I'm really keen to hear what your thoughts are on all of this down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you did find today's video informative, I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're not even halfway there yet. I'm going to be making a big push over the next couple of months. So please, if you did enjoy the video, like, subscribe. I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Spin the cylinder.